Hello and good morning, people. Are we ready for hot takes? Are we ready for some hot takes? I'll give it like a minute or two before people can get here. It is Saturday morning, 10 a.m. where I am at, and we will have Night of Champions in about, I think, 2 hours, maybe three. So let's screw it. Let's get started. We've got Jimbo Slice. He says, when Solo says, I hate the bloodline, I believe him. I'm happy to see some character get some layers. Yeah, like 4 years later, we finally getting Solo Sikoa. What's up, Najib? Getting some character. Of all the people that should have turned babyface, it was probably Solo. He did a good job. He did a really good job as the leader of the bloodline after Roman. I don't think people understand how hard of an act that was to follow. I don't think I've ever seen someone successfully follow like in the footprints of a previous faction as good as Solo did since Triple H took over DX back in the 90s. Think about it. The bloodline lasted for what, 4 years under Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is considered the GOAT because of his leadership during the time of the bloodline, and then somebody had to take it over. The fact that Solo Sikoa could even make the bloodline, the second bloodline, relevant for a year actually speaks volumes of how good he is. And not just that, but he is such a natural babyface, just a funny guy, charismatic, that he's actually going against his natural persona to be a heel. So, like, this, I hate you, Roman. Yes, Alexander Shannon, I am streaming today, but I wanted to get hot takes out. And the only way I can do hot takes out when they're releasing a pay-per-view so early is to do a live hot take. What's up, Killer Wolf? What's up, Richard Weekland? We're drinking Red Bull today. It's blue, though. Iced vanilla berry. Ooh la la. But yeah, so Solo Sikoa saying, I hate you to the bloodline. I'm so happy that he's not just rejoining, but it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird that Solo Sikoa is kind of like, what is he? Is he a babyface or is he a heel in this situation? Because Solo Sikoa is literally saying things like, Roman was so bad to us, and Roman was bad to them. So how can Solo really be the heel in this situation? Because Roman and the bloodline, I don't think people can boo them. It's going to be a lot of, like, it's kind of weird. Even LA Knight. LA Knight is supposedly the baby face here, but like people are not going to boo Roman. So that's going to be an interesting perspective. They just need to present the Roman and the bloodline as heels. I agree with that. Just make them heels. Total heels, because we know Roman can do it. Then if they're going to cheer, fine. But Roman does this thing where he's like 80% like, or like 20% babyface and then 80% neutral. And he needs to just go full into it like he did in 2020. Just be a heel. Put Solo Sikoa in a Hell in the Cell and say he's going to murder everyone he loves if you don't join me, you know? Because it looked like for a minute they were going to do that with Jacob, but Jacob has fallen in line really quick, so we're not going to have that same storyline of Jacob being the new Jey Uso. Just have Solo be the one, maybe, kind of, sort of. But I am interested to see Solo Sikoa and LA Knight. Yeah, maybe Royce Keys. I don't know. I don't want them to just get lost in a faction either. Like, maybe a 2-man group or a 3-man if you include Drew McIntyre, but I don't know. I remember back in the day, there was the corporation, right? The corporation versus Vince McMahon. But then at one point, they got another faction going to fight the corporation. They were the Union. It was Ken Shamrock, The Big Show, Mankind, and I think Test, right? Everybody just got lost. Everybody got lost in that. So I don't want Solo Sikoa. I would love for him to team up with LA Knight, but I don't want him to just team up with 4 dudes so he can just get lost in the mix. Because make no mistake about it, he would like if it's just so we get a War Games match out of this, it's gonna be Solo, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. Solo's gonna get lost. But LA Knight will take the pin. Which I wouldn't want. So let's see some other hot takes. Hello, everybody. We got Psychosemantic. Oh, I love that name. And, my hot takes. There we go. Carmichael says, I'm not liking the Danhausen electrocution stuff too much. Roger Murray says, Danhausen and The Miz embarrassment to professional wrestling. So, I said it pretty much yesterday on my hot take video. Or not hot take, my one take, one shot. I was actually surprised more people are actually on board. I think what it is like, I think people are afraid to say it out loud. I think YouTubers are afraid to say out loud that this Danhausen stuff is jumping the shark. They need to correct it, and they need to correct it quick. Just have The Miz and Kit Wilson be lying. They're not injured, or they're not lobotomized for real, and they're just trying to steal the money back or something. They need to do a sharp left turn right away on this, because it's just this is Mae Young birthing a hand right now. Like the Mark Henry sexual chocolate stuff was really funny at first, but then once Mae Young birthed a hand, it was like, ooh, I don't know about this. Yeah, I don't know about this. And I mean, there have been funny moments that came from that hand. Like, I think there was a 20th anniversary show where we saw Mark the hand. So like, I'm not saying there can't be laughs in the middle of this, but it's overall, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. We got Ron Talks Tabletops also says not feeling the Danhausen stuff. So I'm actually like surprised that I'm not the only one that is not enjoying the Danhausen stuff. I have given him a lot of. I was trying to I was like, okay, well, I didn't feel his first appearance, but I'll wait. I didn't feel the cloning machine, but I'll wait, because eventually I started enjoying those things. And then, so I was trying to give Danhausen some, grace or trust, but yeah, not liking it right now. So I'm not saying fire Danhausen. I'm not saying WWE is ruined, but I am saying that this segment, it's just too campy. Or not even campy. It's just bad. It's just bad. It's gobbledygooker. It's gobbledygooker bad. Like, what were we going to do with the gobbledygooker? Just have him wrestle? Like, what was the point of the gobbledygooker? What is the point of making Miz and Danhausen into Frankenstein? Like, the cloning match at Backlash was really good, but that was the line. That was as far as you could go with that. Because anything else, I guess maybe my 6-year-old nephew would like that, but I wouldn't want to show a 12-year-old that stuff. The ECW Zombie, I was not a fan of the ECW Zombie either. I was not a fan of WCW's Yeti. I was not a fan of that. I was not a fan of, remember when there was that lumberjack match, The Miz, and who did The Miz fight? Was it Damian Priest, or was it John Morrison? Remember when they were surrounded by zombies? People to this day talk about how bad that was, that match with The Miz as he gets eaten by zombies. So why is this okay? Him being lobotomized and walking around like that. But I will say, though, if you're enjoying it, don't let me yuck your yum. Don't let me yuck your yum. Just keep yumming. Maybe he'll electrocute more people. And then we got Danhausen and Skywalker. I wouldn't be putting links like that in the chat. I don't want to get flagged for that stuff. Please don't do that. Just if you want to say stuff like that, you got to do it privately. Don't put links that will get my channel in trouble, please. We got Wrestle Don. What is the point of presenting a fresh NXT call-up in JC Jane as a threat to Rhea Ripley, as well as casually handing out pins to to Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss? So, yeah, JC Jane, she, like, month one, they were doing a great job with her. I was like, wow, you know, we did a great job with Obafemi. We did a great job with Trick Williams. They finally figured out how to bring up the NXT people. Just give them victories, make them look strong. But ever since then, like, what have we done with Fatal Influence? We had a star-making a month, and poof, it was. Thank you, Skywalker. I understand you're trying to find a way to watch, but I'm trying to find a way to make YouTube into a career. I don't want YouTube to ban me. I'm not mad at nobody. I'm just saying, please don't do that. I think that's fair. I understand. Just feel free to DM each other on social media or anything. So not mad at all, but I can't. I gotta play by the rules, and I need you guys to play by the rules too. So but not mad. Please hear me. Not mad. Not calling anybody out. Just me asking you guys to help me out and not go against community guidelines. So I don't understand why we did that with JC Jane. Why would we let her lose? Why not just let her win? Or why not just don't put her in the match? Just don't put her in the match. We could JC Jane has two people under her even. There's no shame in losing to Paige, but just like have one of her underlings lose to Paige. Keep JC Jane strong. And to tell you the truth, I don't understand why they lost to Paige and Brie Bella in the first place, the tag team match. And why do they get a rematch? Like, it just doesn't really make sense. We're just trying to prolong this program for no reason whatsoever. It doesn't make me more interested in seeing Paige and Brie Bella face Fatal Influence when they've beat them every single time. It just doesn't. We got Tiz Mickey. I'm not the biggest fan of Tiffy or Jade, but having Tiffy constantly get pinned is not a good look for the U.S. title at all. Also, I'm trying to figure out where they're going with this LA Knight Bloodline feud, because I'm trying to figure out why he even cares so much. I agree. I don't like the champion necessarily taking the pins all the time, but it was interesting to see. B-Fab actually get a victory. I will say that. Like, B-Fab got a victory. Like, now you know anything is possible in WWE. But yeah, I don't like the champion taking L's. Because it was a tag team match, so there was somebody who could take an L. But I was thinking, when I saw Alexa Bliss last night, I was like, man, at one point they said, this is a 5-time champion. I don't think anybody would remember at this point watching WWE like that Alexa Bliss was one time a big deal. Does she even have a character? Oh, we got $5 from the product is absolutely buns. I like that, buns. Might as well bring Jimmy Wang Yang out of retirement to become champion at this point. You know what, though? That's funny you say that. I actually was a big Jimmy Wang Yang fan. He was one of my guilty pleasures. Him and Jinder Mahal, I loved those two. But I do get what you're saying. Thank you for the $5, Christopher A99. What was I saying, though? Alexa Bliss, she is such a non-entity. She had such a huge pop when she came back in the Royal Rumble, and credit where credit is due, she got Charlotte Flair over, but it seems like they used her to get Charlotte Flair over just so they could just do nothing with her. Alexa Bliss is just there. She barely talks. She just literally, doesn't she just stare? It's almost like she says one or two lines and then just stares. Do something with Alexa Bliss. I don't understand like that character at all. It's like her and Charlotte Flair should have like broke up a long time ago. Could someone wake up Alexa and remind her that she is a 5-time women's champion? Errol Noir. I was surprised Paige beat JC Jane clean as a whistle. Yep, already talked about that. Shazam Hassan. I know Miz and Kit are meant to be annoying heels, but it is still weird for a babyface Danhausen to rob them of their autonomy and control them like zombies. You're right. He's in essence completely kidnapped them and made them his slave. So you're not wrong there. And he is a babyface. We got, hang on a second, 2 hot takes. Teddy Boy Ward. Tonight was so empty you could hear the crowd response. But a couple of times during the women's matches, it really got going, but the crowd wasn't showing it. And 2, why does every wrestler's music / commercial talk over music? Sounds like they're, I don't know. Okay, so the first one, yeah, it was not a sellout crowd. It was not a sellout crowd by any means. I think they sold out 7,000 seats, and that was like supposed to be 15 to 16,000 seats. And they were there last year, so you know that it can fit from 15 to 17,000. They only sold 7,000 seats last night, and that's only after they advertised that they would show the World Cup after the show. Originally, they had only sold 4,000 seats. Once they advertised they were going to do the World Cup, then they said they sold another 3,000 seats. So yes, the TKO business practices and the poor writing, and maybe not even poor writing, but the lackluster, the dull writing is starting to really affect the bottom line. That is what's going to make change actually happen in WWE. That is also one of the reasons why I've decided to start covering AEW on this channel, is because instead of just talking about how bad the product is, the best way to get WWE to improve is to get the competition to improve or more eyes on their product as well. But I am enjoying AEW, don't get me wrong. I'm not just saying like, oh, I'm only watching AEW to get back at WWE. I mean, that's kind of the reason, but I'm also enjoying AEW in the process. Speaking of which, we got I Love AEW. Let's see. I honestly think SmackDown brings the absolute worst out in wrestlers, and I can name 4 who suck on SmackDown, and they are just being wasted. Gunther, I will say Gunther has lost a lot of his aura since coming to SmackDown. Maybe even on Raw, but since coming to SmackDown, definitely, like, what is Gunther? Like, I did like him last night, but for the most part, he has lost a lot. Skywalker, help you get into AEW. Well, I am doing AEW watch-alongs on Wednesdays, and then on Thursday I devote my video to AEW. So hopefully that can help you get into it. I'll say this though. It took me 3 to 4 tries to get into AEW, so if you don't like it right now, maybe try again in like a couple months, because I tried last year and didn't get into AEW, and this year I tried it again, and nothing has fundamentally changed from last year, but I am enjoying it more right now than I did last year. So sometimes you just gotta like try it. It's kind of like maybe an acquired taste a little bit. Maybe you don't like coffee at first, but eventually you do if you drink it enough. I didn't like WCW for the longest time. Hated NWA, hated WCW. But then one day I liked it. Maybe it was because of Scott Hall saying, "You want a war? We'll give you a war." But at the end of the day, it took me a long time of trying to get into WCW before I could. Other wrestlers that I Love AEW wrestling think suck. Blake Monroe. I think it's too early to say that SmackDown has ruined Blake Monroe. I think it's too early to say that. Johnny Gargano. I don't think SmackDown necessarily ruined Johnny. I think just the main roster ruined Johnny. He's just not a fit for WWE. Like, I get it, Johnny Gargano's good, but like they don't know what to do with him on the main roster. Johnny Gargano, like, him planking, doing that depressioning, that's been going on for 5 months. For 5 months, Johnny Gargano has been laying on a crate. He was laying on a crate before Danhausen debuted, people. January, I think it was January, February, Johnny Gargano started laying on a crate, and that's where he's been since. Like, let that sink in. Let that sink in. What are we doing with that? I think he has the best Johnny has ever been for me. I'll tell you what, though. If WWE wants to pay me to go lay on a crate and look like this, I would. So, like, good for Johnny. Collect that paycheck. But at the end of the day, if that dude wants to wrestle, like, then SmackDown is not doing him any favors. I will say that. For his career, it's not doing him any favors. But he is 5 months, that's the easiest paycheck he probably ever got. And then I Love Wrestling says, or I Love AEW Wrestling says, Solo Sikoa was also ruined by SmackDown. I'm not sure about that. I think, though, I don't think it's SmackDown that has ruined Solo. They just don't really do nothing with them. Like, his MFT faction just sucked. And they shouldn't have sucked, but they did. Mr. Pete, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but The Miz deserves better. I hope that's not a hot take. I hope that's just blatantly obvious. Miz deserves better. He deserves better. I don't care. Even if this is the Miz's idea, somebody should have told Miz, this is a bad idea, Miz. This is a bad idea. We got Roman Reigns Acknowledge Me. Says Paige was great in the solo match. Yeah, she was fine. I just don't see why she had to win. Johnny Gargano, this is from Chase Owens, catching strays from Cody, was putting on a hat on a hat. That's probably the closest. Cody said, whatever that thing is in the back, that's the closest that Johnny Gargano is going to get to the main event, probably. Killer Wolf, I can't wait to see Solo on his own and turn face. Yes, please, please. This is Relic. Danhausen is awesome, but this electrocution angle is a bit too goofy wrestling for me. Yeah, I'm a big goofy wrestling fan, but maybe not a big goofy wrestling fan, but I don't hate it. And sometimes I can love it. I don't like this certain angle. Julia and Kiana was great too. I'm glad there's no more briefcase. It was great, but Julia, I hope her and Blake Monroe can just have a good feud. I hope they don't just feed her to Blake. I'm not saying Blake needs to lose that feud, but I hope it's a back and forth feud. It's OTW starting to rock with the warning shot. Bow from Jay. It sounds funny because he's all out of breath. Ooh, I'm almost out of breath. I should have turned up my air. It is hot. But yeah, didn't Jimmy? I think Jey Uso stole that from Jimmy. I think Jimmy just comes up with everything cool for Jay to say, and then Jay just takes it, and people just like it better from Jay. All right. Give me some hot takes. Everybody in the chat, I'm going to leave for like 30 seconds. I got to turn my air down. Whew. And then I'll be right back, and then I'll read some of your stuff. I go live. Make sure you've hit the bell button. If you hit the bell button, it'll tell you guys and gals that it should notify you stuff. I'll be right back. I'm still here. Put some hot takes in the comments. All right, I'm back. All right, hot takes in the comments. We got the Modfather. Good morning. If they're going to book Oba as just a squash guy, I'd rather see Jay win. Ooh, that is a hot take. But I do not want only squash Oba either. Oba can do so much more than just squash people. Thankfully, like even last night, I wish they would have gave him a promo. I wish he could have said something. Let's see what else we got. Any hot takes from anybody? I don't see any. Is the Julia-Kiana feud over now? What happens to Kiana? I'm not sure. But I will say this. I don't know why we let Kiana had such a good showing in the Rumble this year. and then in the Elimination Chamber, and I think she pinned Charlotte in a triple threat, just to do nothing with her. LA Knight with his own theme song is back. I kind of like Tama. Tama and Finn could maybe do something. Yeah, I do like Tama Tonga, and I don't even mind Tala Tonga, but it was weird, Tama and Finn, and he's like, yeah, we used to run. You see what happened to Shinsuke? What I did to Shinsuke? What did he do to Shinsuke? Like, I don't even remember. That was like months ago. Cody needs to lose the title. I have never liked his title reign, Samsonite. Yeah, Cody Rhodes with the title is just, it's definitely not for me. He's like, it's just not that good. I love Cody Rhodes as a person, though. If you listen to Cody Rhodes go on to an interview, for the most part, when he's not glazing Triple H, I love the things that he says in his real life. I remember he said something like, man, if I hear one more wrestler complain about people wanting an autograph at the airport, I'm going to go off. And I thought that was really cool. I get it. Wrestlers do deserve their personal space, but Cody was like, you're going to regret that when there's nobody asking you for your autograph. Cody gets it when it comes to respecting the fans. So I will say, as a person, I love Cody Rhodes, and he's so smart for the business. I don't understand why he just sits back and lets his title reigns be so boring. They're just not good. They are not good. Stone Cold Steve Austin, he was the good part of his title reign, and then he would have good feuds. But like Cody Rhodes is only good when he's facing someone like Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens. It's like Cody Rhodes himself doesn't really make the feud good. It's always his opponent that has to make the feud good, if that makes sense. Roman Reigns, hot take. Brock is not showing up today. Solo will cost Jay. Ooh, I don't think that'll happen. But you never know. We'll see. Cody is great, and the Cody hate is uncalled for. Carmichael, I don't know about that. I'm not saying like we should hate Cody as a person. Like I said, I love Cody as a person. It's his title reigns. I just don't find his title reigns exciting at all. What does he do? What does he do to make his things exciting? Enough. That's all he says. He just comes out and does interview after interview. I don't really see him doing anything other than an interview. Every once in a while, he'll go to someone's house and beat them up. I need to see more from Cody Rhodes as a character, furthering his own feuds. Stone Cold Steve Austin, he would come with the beer truck. Kurt Angle would come with the milk truck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not even saying that with Cody. To me, he can be a main event guy. I'm not even saying he's a mid-carder pretending to be a main eventer. But I'm saying the moment he gets his title, I feel he loses the things that make him special. I need to see more than him just coming out and doing an interview and telling people to enough. But that's all I'm saying. So, like, I don't hate Cody, but I don't find him interesting either once he has that title. Like, him and Gunther. And the same goes for Gunther right now. Gunther isn't that exciting. All Gunther does is Gunther comes out, he's either going to talk to you or he's going to try to sneak up behind you and put you in the sleeper hold. At least, like listen to Sami Zayn. He's like conniving. He leads into it. He says all these things. Yeah, I get it. You're allowed to have your opinion, Modfather. We're all allowed to have our opinions. Like Carmichael's allowed to love and find Cody exciting. You're allowed to think he's a mid-carder. That's what hot takes are for. Let's see what else. Let's do some more hot takes. Speaking of which, let me find when Solo, already read that one. Kid Wilkes says, I remember playing SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 with the Undertaker story mode featuring a part where Santino Marella and Finley became zombies. It is now come to life with Danhausen. Maybe that's where Triple H gets his storyline ideas. He plays the old WWE video games. Phoenix and Axiom with like 4. This is awesome chance. It wasn't Axiom last night. It was Nathan Frazier. I need to see storylines though. Like I just need to see story. The U.S. Open Challenge would have been great if there was a story there. I don't need to see a Cruiserweight Open Challenge with no story. Anybody notice that every AAA champion right now is a WWE main star? Like, did they just buy AAA because they didn't know what to do with some of these people? Like, oh, we have too many people on the roster, just buy AAA. Let's see, the tag team champions are the War Raiders. The Cruiserweight champion is Rey Fenix. And yes, he was part of AAA in the past, but right now he's a WWE guy. The top champion, Dominic Mysterio, and they job him out. Who else? I don't know who the other champions are, but it just seems like a lot of AAA champions are WWE champions. Lola Vice, I think she's like a double champion. There. I think that's it. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? I think that's it for hot takes. I didn't get a lot of hot takes. Roman Reigns acknowledged me likes the enough though. Let's see. What time is it? 10:30. I'll do 7 more minutes. 7 more minutes. I'm going to go renew my car's registration. Yeah, be back in like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Because you can renew your car registration on a Saturday? Like, aren't they closed? The Argyle Protocol says Danhausen hasn't jumped the shark. He's done 360 backflip over the shark. Jazz Airbrook says, I'm a few steps away from being cursed. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if I got cursed? What would happen? If I got cursed, I'd probably get a promotion at my job and have to quit YouTube. Oh, I'd hate that. Please don't promote me. They've asked me if I wanted a promotion before, and I was like, guys, I don't even want to work here. Don't promote me. I literally said that to them. And then even Stefan knows. That's funny. Even Stefan, even Steven was. I've said this before. I'll say it again. In the ring, Danhausen is not funny. He's golden backstage. So I'm reading comments from yesterday. Chop, go to HEB to renew your registration. Really? You can go to HEB? Oh my gosh. My car's been out of registration for like 3 months now. I could have just gone to HEB. I don't care about, okay, I'm trying to find something. The Julia feud is over, I guess. Chelsea should have beat Jade by Tiffany or something. Yeah, I thought that was what they were going to do, Daniel Kinzer, but I don't know. I would have, I think Chelsea probably should have beat Jade yesterday, but I also understand why they didn't have her beat Jade. The hot take from Alexander Shannon. Hot take, just let the War Raiders take the tag belts. The tag division is sad. I agree. Tag division is sad, but I'll say this. The War Raiders, when they held the Raw titles, they didn't really do nothing with it either. It's like, they gotta give some storyline going on. Even this storyline with the War Raiders versus Priest and Truth right now. What's the story there? The War Raiders just walked up and said, hey, we want both belts. That's just so lame. How is that interesting? That is not interesting at all. Like, that's literally the equivalent of just putting a graphic on and saying, we're going to have this match tonight. So it's like, have the War Raiders just annihilate them. Have the War Raiders say, you know what? We've been playing it too soft lately. We went to AAA. We saw that they're killing it down there. So we're bringing that attitude to the main roster, and we're going to kill every single tag team right now. We should have the War Raiders go to the ring, call out Priest, and I'm making this all up on the spot right now, okay? We have the War Raiders say, you guys aren't a tag team. You guys are disrespecting the fact that that you are just two singles competitors in the tag team division is disrespectful. We find that offensive. You don't have any tag team that does not have an actual name, we're just going to murder them. That's their whole basis. Either get a name or we're going to kill you because you're not a real tag team. We're a real tag team. And just have them go on a tear. We have two big dudes that can do big moves that are acting all nice and polite and just requesting a tag team match. Like, give them like War Raiders. What screams war in their name? God, they're so boring. They're someone called them the Boar Raiders, and that's so appropriate. Like, they've got no personality whatsoever, other than they got beards, right? And that's barely a character trait. Like, have them do something. Have them be vicious and just on a war path. Literally, that should be their gimmick. They're on a war path, and they want to destroy everybody. And make it a long-term story. Unite the belts at Raw, at WrestleMania. Have the War Raiders say, we're coming, destroying every tag team on SmackDown, even though there's only two. And then we're coming for the Raw titles also. And have it all lead up to WrestleMania. And then unify the belts, because they don't know how to book tag teams. How they have Gunther shut down the Run It Back, but not Oba Femi. Yeah, Gunther shut down the Run It Back, but Oba didn't. Like, that's insane to me. Oba should have murdered Jay on Monday Night Raw. And I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Someone says, Israeli Mondragon says, hear me out. Trick's entrance needs some pyro. I think Trick has a really good entrance, but you know what pyro would be good for Trick? There used to be like Christian. He used to have this entrance where it'd be like Christian, and then it would rain down golden pyro sparks. That would actually, I think that could be good for Trick Williams. But I do like Trick Williams, his entrance. So, like, I don't think he needs it, but maybe it would help. And I think that's it. Anybody else? I'll give you guys, Skywalker. Skywalker says, if Sammy thinks he's the last good guy and does no wrong, why does he think he needs redemption? I don't think Sammy thinks he needs redemption as his personality. I think he needs redemption in the fact that he lost his match in Saudi Arabia this year, and then his career took a nosedive. So I think that's what he needs redemption. I always gave my creator wrestler that type of pyro. Oh, you did? I loved that. Is such an underrated entrance. I love that music. Mattitude Christian with that Christian music. Those are so underrated. And Jimmy Wang Yang, run it back to him. I loved his the Asian cowboy. That was so funny. Roman Reigns misses the 200 feet long cape for Trick Williams. That was funny. All right, let me go so I can save my voice for Night of Champions. I will stream it. Let's see, what Night of Champions is on at like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock today. So I think it's like in an hour and a half for me. All right, boys. All right, gals. Those are your hot takes for Monday Night Raw. Hey, Ducky and Doom. Haven't seen you in a minute. Let's read Ducky and Doom real quick. Sammy managed to be one of the only people to go from face to heel without having a single heel turn moment. And that needs to happen more often. Yeah, you're right. It was like the Sami Zayn did the boiling frog. He was the boiling frog heel turn. In that every week he just slowly became more heel until one day you were like, wait a second, when did he turn heel? Because he's a really good heel right now. A frog, you can't put a frog in boiling water because it'll feel the boiling water. But you can put a frog in water and then turn up the heat gradually, and it will never notice that it's being boiled. That was Sam. Why would I use that analogy? That was Sami Zayn's heel turn. We didn't realize that he was a boiling frog. All right, boys. All right, girls. I will see you later. Today we will watch Night of Champions. And do we get King Yeet or King Oba? We shall see. All right. Goodbye. And thank you again.